What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the number one comment on YouTube, and I'm back with another review. Today, I will be reviewing. What am I doing? Love and Marriage DC. This is season 2, episode 5. It's called Street Fighters. And for those who are new to my channel, I do detailed reviews of reality shows. I may not do every single scene. I'll go through the scenes that I think are important and maybe pick up some details that you may have not seen. And for those who are new to my channel, I am YouTube's number one commenter. So what we focus here on this channel is about the comments. Now, granted, when you come in the house, when you come in the living room, I do need you to hit that like button so we can push this algorithm to get me out, get these videos out there like that. However, it's all about the comments for real. This is what I do it for. Um, as I say, I'll be on one of my favorite YouTubers channel, putting in comments, and that's how I've met a lot of members of the Dub fam or whatever. So that's what's important to me because I love to see y'all interacting and going back and forth and debating and having fun. Just all I ask is that we respect each other in the comments. You can say anything you want about anybody you see on the screen. That's your opinion. As long as you don't say nothing too crazy where YouTube gets you. So let's go ahead and jump into this episode. This was like a to be continued episode kind of situation because where we left off, we were at Brittany's house, and she was with Lord Jamie, and they kind of they kind of got a surprise visitor. They don't know who it is, but we know who it is. It's actually it's the intervention team. Who we got? We got Jamie, we got Arena, we got Mama T, and really it's not totally an intervention. It's more to kind of put the family back together, but it's primarily focusing on like the stuff that Lord Jamie's been going through and like how it needs to change. And I thought it was an excellent idea that Brittany put this together. And to me, she set the tone like really quick, the right way. She was like, "Hey, I don't know how this is gonna go, but if you don't like what's going on here, you can find your way back outside." Cut, dry, and simple. And if anybody stayed, I mean, they willing to try or hear things out. So she put it on the table, and I like that. You got to take charge. So off the break, Jamie like took accountability straight up. He took accountability for enabling little Jamie's behavior for at that time, and that was very big of him because he understands that I guess little Jamie isn't getting into these situations or how things are by himself. He played a part in it, not that he's totally responsible for it. So you got to respect that. But like right off the break, you can see he's really caring about his son because he got like really emotional because he wants better for his son. And this situation is really critical for real because not so much we're focusing on Lord Jamie to be successful, but like when you're dealing with struggles with mental health or you're struggling with trying to find yourself and all those kind of things, that's a serious matter. And then you can go the wrong way, pretty much one or two things. And in this area, there's so many young people that their lives are being taken, lost, and all of that because they gone the wrong way by making bad decisions or they didn't have direction. So this is a very serious situation. And I'm definitely here for it because this scene was like probably one of the best scenes out of the show of all seasons or whatever because everybody there was sharing their concerns with Lord Jamie, and they weren't like beating up on her. They were just saying like exactly how they felt. And the biggest part that just kind of blew me away, or like what people need to see on TV in real life, because I'm gonna tell you like this: there's a lot of single mother homes or single parent homes, or whatever you want to say, and in a sense, people don't really get to see the dynamic of the husband taking the leadership role, like when it is really needed. In this case, he did the role perfectly. Like he even posed it to Arena. Now Arena was in there and she was just saying like she needs Lord Jamie to speak on this situation, not just sit there and shut down because this needs to be cleared up. But Jamie said like he told Arena, he was like, "Hey, it don't even matter what you even think about the situation. Lord Jamie has to go to a therapist with me to clear this up, or or he can move out, take all his stuff, change his address. I don't need no more tickets coming to my house, and it's just that simple. And that's what I'm saying. You, at some point, especially in these times, as a man, you got to take an executive decision, and you do what's right for the family. And that was exactly right. He was putting his foot down, and that's what's needed because it can't go on like this. And that's exactly what he did. And I'm with it. Like I said, people just don't get to see that no more because we get to see the women so many times running the family or in leadership roles, and like, where are the men? Where's the father? Especially when tragedy happens, they want to know, where was your father at? Why he wasn't around or whatever. And I mean, like I said, I can really appreciate that. And little Jamie didn't really receive that well. He didn't accept it. He said he didn't like the delivery and pretty much walked away. Now, from my eyes or what I'm seeing on the TV, they put it perfectly. I don't know how much care and patience you had to use in that situation, but he wasn't feeling it. So little Jamie walked out, and then everybody followed behind. And Brittany kind of tried to get the little Jamie, and she got really emotional and just saying like she wants the best for him. And of course, at that point, I guess them being siblings, I believe that is what got little Jamie to break through to say, like, you know what, maybe I will see a therapist or whatever. And on top of the fact that he received that he wasn't the only issue in this situation, that his father needed to go, and Jamie did emphasize that and saying like, hey, it's not just for me, it's for I got to work some issues out too, and we can do this together. And I'm just glad to see that that's the case because in real life therapy changes lives. It puts a mirror up to you where you've never seen yourself before. And if you want to make change, you got a good therapist, you absolutely can make the change for the better. So I'm glad to see that. So let's go to something, I guess, just for entertainment purposes. We're looking at Winter. Winter's having a romancipation party or whatever she's at this restaurant called Air. Now, Air is like, it's not far from U Street where I've talked to y'all about, where it's like Party Central and close to it's connecting with like um close to Howard University, but Adams Morgan is more like the Latin Georgetown or whatever. It's more where the international crowd hang out. It's like certain sectors in DC in a party city where you only go for certain places and certain people. So the fact that they up Adams Morgan and Winters is having Sherelle, or AKA Sherella is what Ashley calls her, to meet her up at her party. And Winters saying like, I need you to get those people to come to the party or whatever, and talking about the football team. Now, I didn't understand why she was calling Arena and Ashley the football team. Drop down in the comments if you know that, why she said that. But I do know why Winter wants them there, even though clearly they're not friends. The fact that matters, like, if you don't have the starring cast in your scenes, like, you probably won't have a scene. So that's why Winter wants them there or whatever, because the way she acted during that exercise thing, why would she invite them to anything? But well, but we know now it's a problem because Godzilla, I mean Sharella, has a beef with Arena because she pretty much heard that Arena through Joy is been talking about her husband Black, and it has an issue or whatever. So but we're gonna get to that. I think I skipped ahead on that, but we're gonna get back to that. So let's go to DJ Quicksilver and Ashley, and they sit down, like I guess they're having a weekly meeting or whatever, and Quick tells Ashley, like, he like, boy, I can't put your book down. I mean, it has so much knowledge and information in it. And Ashley was like, you gassing me right now. And you're right, Ashley. He is gassing you. I guess he's being the supportive husband and saying that your book is all that. He just quick prying read number the first page. But I would say Ashley, she kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I told you pretty much Ashley gets a pass for everything at this point after meeting her mother, Kimberly, because she really messed Ashley up. And I really put that on her in real life. But she failed to tell Quick that their son got suspended for fighting. And she was like, "Wait, I don't see no big deal with it." I'm like, one, is does Quick only come home once a week or something? Like, I know they said he crashed 100 times driving. Maybe I don't know if they live in Baltimore. I'm not trying to figure out where they live at, but the fact of the matter is just like he doesn't seem like he's there. I know he's working all these jobs and providing and all that, but it's like he's absent. But the fact of the matter is Ashley was okay with like not telling Quick about their son being suspended. And that's a big deal. It is a big deal. Ashley just like blew it off. Like, that's our son. Like in real life, you and especially in this culture or these times, getting suspended from school is a big deal. If your child is trying to further their education, you absolutely don't want that on their record. And of course, it was a good reason. His son normally doesn't get in trouble. Somebody took his coat, he tried to call it out and get it straight or get it back or whatever. But Quick kind of took it to like way left field. Like, oh, what if you went in the boy's bag and there were guns and drugs and he said you put him in there and then you'll be all messed up. The boy was just trying to get his coat back. But I did get Quick's point, which a lot of adults need to tell younger people. Like, in your life, you do need to think twice about everything you do, especially with people who look like us, because that one decision can change your life forever. Even if you're a teenager, it's real talk. So I mean, I get it, I get it. But Quick kind of also went like the real wrong direction. Like, he's always comparing little Jamie to their son or whatever, saying like about, oh, he going the wrong way. That's what probably happened with little Jamie. He was started getting suspended and then they ain't get on it. Like, come on, man. Like, in real life, I wish Jamie would have never shared that with Quick, because it's like when you give people information, they run with it. Now he think he is life coach and therapist and all that and can speak on little Jamie like that. I hate that. I really hate that. That's why, again, like, I don't know any other area. And I'll keep saying it because this is where I lived my whole life. That's a part of the reason why we keep to ourselves. We're very secretive. We don't let people in, like it's a lot of us, because we hate that using the information we give you for something else. Because people are going to talk anyway, regardless. But that's the thing. But can I say this before this? I'm in the details. I'm not a home decorator, but that leather sectional in Quick and Ashley's great room is horrible. I had to say it. I'm gonna keep going. But anyway, let's go to the next one. So we gonna go with Joy. She meeting with Sharella, and you could tell like this meeting is very forced because neither one of them want to be there. And in this moment, I love the way Joy handled the whole situation. Like, people, I seen in the comments, because this review is so late. I seen how people was talking about like, oh, Joy was scared of Sharella and all that, and I didn't see that at all. You know, I didn't see it at all. And people do talk differently when they talk with their friends about like what was going on in the situation. And Joy told Sherelle, like, it's I've known your husband before you known him. So to try to like go back and correct the past or change my thoughts on it, or you're like in the middle, you weren't there. So how can you really speak on it? You're only getting it from one aspect of the situation. And she's absolutely right. Like, if we're gonna discuss somebody, even if it's your husband and all that good stuff, he need to be there to clear it up. And if he came, maybe Clifton should have came, for backup or whatever, so it don't get too crazy, because it's not for Black, it's for Sharella. And yeah, I mean, at this point they just rule it out that it's pointless. But now Sharella's beef is just strictly with Arena, saying like, "Oh, Arena told me that you called my husband shady," and of course Joy denied it. She said, "I didn't use those words per se." I wish Arena would have told Sherelle that Joy said, "I hate him." Then maybe she could have something to talk about if she wanted to. But they both kind of agree to disagree and just go the other way. But what I don't like about Sherella, she gives that bully energy. Like, she's big and bad. She gonna cuss everybody out, beat everybody up. I don't like that. I mean, it's not a good fit. But the meeting was pointless, so we gonna move on. So we see Jamie and Lil Jamie. They meeting at the therapist, Dr. Cunningham. And I'm gonna tell you, after this scene, Dr. Cunningham is probably gonna be booked from now to 2026, because like he really did his thing. He did his thing, and Dr. Cunningham wanted to know like where did the actual conflict come, because what happened, and Jamie was telling Dr. Cunningham that hey, it was kind of a blow up between me and Lord Jamie at the party, and it just got out of hand, but it kind of started from a text, and Lord James was explaining about him paying his ticket or whatever the case may be, and I thought Dr. Cunningham did a great job of holding both of them accountable because yes, in every situation, everybody plays some type of part in it, and um, I was just thinking like Jamie tried to explain to Dr. Cunningham that he got like really upset with Lord Jamie in the situation, and he had been drinking, so he kind of like went off, and Dr. Cunningham was like, "Nah, you can't use that. That's not an excuse." And I like that. It's like pretty much you really got to put a little more weight on Jamie and saying as the older adult, you got to kind of handle it in different ways and that's real because like at times as parents, husbands or whatever, when things get heavy, again, you're in a leadership role, you got to remain calm. Guess what? You in charge. In a partnership, in a you in charge in the end. So everybody's looking on your shoulder, so you gotta kind of handle it differently and not like go to somebody else's level. So I really enjoyed that. But also Dr. Cunningham switched the responsibility over to Lord Jamie and saying, like, all this is really about you. Now, what's going on or what we want to correct, we can't want it more than you want it. It has to come down to you being accountable, responsible. He has to be consistent in all those things, and he got to be honest about like what he wants and what he don't want. And I mean, I don't think he could have said it better than that, because it is all up to him. Because you got to know that Lord Jamie parents only want the best for him. Now, granted, like I said, we go back to what Lord Jamie said. These 90 kids are a little different. Back in the day, we got it however we could get it because we were independent minded and independent thinking. Like we had to go out on our own. That's what we wanted. The first thing we wanted to do is get out our parents' house, whether it be hard or not. We wanted to be on our own and be independent. But it's a different time now, and yeah, I just really enjoyed this session. Like Dr. Cunningham really affirmed Lord Jamie and just saying like why I'm here, why I do this is because of young men like you. When Lil Jamie talks about maybe harming himself or feeling that way like he wanted to, or feeling worthless and all that, like Dr. Cunningham took that real serious and like he said, let's pause this. Like, I really want to focus on that. And not only that, even though like he didn't throw a pity party for Lord Jamie saying like, oh, you feel like you want to hurt yourself, you feel down. He was saying like what we need to do is get to the root of why you're feeling that way and try to get away from why you're feeling that way, like having more positive vibes and thoughts, because you can't help a person that doesn't want to help themselves. And I really felt like he on one session like got to Lord Jamie. Lord Jamie wanted his number and everything, like if he wanted to reach out and talk. And what Lord Jamie really liked most out the sessions that he held Big Jamie accountable and actually was able to verbalize some things that he couldn't, Lord Jamie couldn't. So like it just brought clarity and understanding to the whole thing. Like you could really appreciate that whole situation of that therapy. Because like I said, it works miracles if you're willing to do the work and you got the right therapist. So let's go to the big day. The big day is we got DJ Quicksilver. He's having a street named after him on the same street that he was born and raised. And like this in real life is like major. Like when your name go up on that sign, like you live forever. That is a true legacy. That's something real. That's something that most people will never see. That's huge. And I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not gonna make fun of DJ Quick on his birthday and on his street naming or whatever. But like I just noticed how much smaller he was with everybody. We took a picture or talking. He was like even the women were way taller than him. But all right, we're gonna keep going. And him being on in that special day, he Quick got real emotional. All his family and friends were there, and he really just felt he felt sad because like his mother and father is not there to see him in that moment. His grandmother was there. She was much, of course, older in a wheelchair and all that. But like that's the thing when people just going off of a second, like just to put a note or for this to reach everybody. Because people always say like, like a parent should never bury a child, or in talking in things like life has an order. In real life, life does not have an order. In our community, we don't talking much about death and passing and all that kind of stuff because sometimes that's how people aren't able to like kind of move on to understand. Life has no order in real life. Like people's children pass away, people pass away before their children, freak accidents happen, or however, if it's ordained, things happen where you might not believe. So like you have to do your best to try to pick up and move on the best you can. But like I said, this is a very proud moment for Quick, and I'm glad everybody was there to like support him and everything. And everything was going good until we got to angry Sharella. She see Rain over there dancing, having a good time with her Bob, as she said, and she feel like she need to address the group. And that's the thing. Well, if she really wasn't addressing the group, she want to address Arena because she talked to Joy, and Joy doesn't. Joy said, "I didn't say what was told to you." So the thing is, Sharella needs to clear this up right now on Quick's day, which is absolutely the wrong time. And the crazy thing, like, it's getting ready to go down. The worst part of it is about them arguing or fighting on Quick's day. You know who I blame? This might sound crazy. I blame the husbands. That's like I blame the husbands. And why I blame the husbands? Well, Sharella husband Black, from the way he talk and the way he speak, I don't expect much from him. But I did expect Jamie to get Arena out of there. Why? I think this is my opinion. I think that the public opinion and Jamie being on the episode, so him protecting Arena, the public has put their opinion so much. Jamie is kind of switching things up because you remember, like they had that scene before when Arena was about to get to a fight or get into some argument, and Jamie like pulled her chin that way to try to tell her to stop. And people thought, oh, he's abusive, he's controlling. No, he was only trying to protect his wife in that situation so she wouldn't get into stuff. In the same way, just throw you wild examples. You don't see Michelle Obama getting into arguments with women, or let's say reality, like you don't see Kim Kardashian, other than her sisters, getting into arguments with other people like it's going to go down or be fighting. You protect things important. So I just wanted Jamie to pull Arena out of there because they above that. That wasn't needed to be said. But guess what? I wasn't so scared for Arena because guess what? Arena handled her business. You hear what I'm telling you? Like she wasn't scared of she wasn't scared of Sharella at all. Sharella tried to kind of talk circles like she tough. She get the hand moves and all that. I hate people who move their hands so much, especially when they talking like they're angry. I'm like in the movie Paid in Full. If y'all ain't seen, put your hands down. Put your hands down when you're talking to me, because I think you're going to do something. But anyway, it's just the fact of the matter. She talking and Sharella thinks she checking everybody or really trying to check Arena, but not talking to Arena. And Arena's confused, like, are you addressing me or what? And Sharella was like, yeah, I am actually talking to you or whatever. And it more so went like, hey, you called my husband shady. And Arena was like, yeah, in so many words, that's what Joy said. I just summed it up. If you need to look up shady, and Arena was like this on the phone, just like putting the phone up to her face. You want to Google it? Shady is unethical, whatever the case may be. It did break the situation down, but she did it right in front of her husband. That was hilarious. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. She wanted all the smoke. She wanted everything that came with it, and she did it real classy. Because Sharella started cussing and getting her hands up. Arena got her hands up too, but it was really funny because she carried she carried Sharella like she was nothing. It was just like, yeah, what you gonna do? What you talking about? You mad about that? Your husband is shady in some words. And then even Joy, I guess, didn't want to be in conflict with her fiance there. Didn't say nothing, but she agreed too. Like, yeah, your husband actually is a shady, he's shady. He's a shady person. And I mean, I didn't want to see that at Quick's thing, but I loved it. It was she checked Sharella without getting into the on the extra stuff. She got her mentally, and they even sent it off like once Jamie pulled her away, was like, oh yeah, and that's why nobody like you anyway, and then that even set Sharella off even more. I ain't nobody care about nobody liking me and all. I mean, it was just too much. But Arena won that hands down. But she shouldn't have been in that argument. And I know it's a reality show. I know they want their drama, but Arena's up there, so why even get down there with Sharella? I don't see it. I don't know why, but again, and maybe it's just the dynamic of the show. So pretty much that was it. Drop down in the comments. Tell me what you thought. I know it was late, but still get them comments in. And I will do a review on Married at First Sight. And as I always tell y'all could be anywhere in this YouTube world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that and I really mean it. My doorbell.